What's up, guys? The number one asset in your business is you. So if you're not developing yourself, if you've ever looked at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the very top one, like food, shelter, community, love, connection, all that stuff, the very top one is self-actualization. What is self-actualization? That means you trying to be the best version of you that you possibly can be, as much as you can be. So it's almost impossible to be the best version of yourself all the time, but the goal is to get there. And if you haven't been focused on that, if you're just focused on, oh, I just need more calls, and you're not doing the personal work, the personal development work, then more calls is just going to create more drama and stress for your company. It's going to create more chaos that you might be living in already because you're not capable of handling it. You're not capable of handling all this extra pressure and stress that comes with growing a business. So you cannot just focus on growth without focusing on yourself, because all growth begins and ends with you, because you're the number one asset of the business. It's not your customers, it's not your vehicle, it's not your building, it's you. So if you stop developing yourself, your business will stop developing. And if you don't develop yourself, you're not going to have the focus, you're not going to have the grit, the determination, the willpower to do what's necessary. You're not going to have the clarity. You're not going to have the courage, the energy. You're not going to have the psychology to think about things properly if you have not first built yourself by focusing on self-actualization. Past self-actualization is transcendence, when it transcends to other people, to you, where your focus stops being on you and it starts being on other people. I love Dr. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, where he talks about dependence. We all start as being dependent on somebody. Think of when you're a baby, like you got your diapers changed, you got fed, you got put to bed, you couldn't walk. You're completely dependent on somebody. And then eventually, if you grow up, then you get to a point where you can take care of yourself. Well, then you've reached independence. So most people stop at independence. And if you look at that, and you look at being an employee working for somebody, you were dependent on your employer. You're dependent on them handing you jobs to go do every day and giving you hours and writing your paycheck. Well, for people who step out on their own and start a new business, they become independent if they create a sustainable business that at least puts food on their table and allows them to sustain. Well, there's a step beyond that, and it's kind of like the step beyond self-actualization. The step beyond that is transcendence, where you transcend from just your needs, your wants, desires, to other people, making sure that other people's wants and needs and desires are fulfilled. That's how I think about it. Well, Stephen Covey says there's a third stage. So there's dependent, independent, and then there's interdependence, where you're dependent on people, and those people are dependent on you. So it's more of a cohesive. This is when we're talking about team and creating a family unit where people depend on each other. We've always depended on each other, since the beginning of time. But most people want to stay independent. They want to call all the shots. They want to make all the moves in their business. And if you're not including your team and other people and their brilliance, because you have genius people, we all have strengths and weaknesses. So you got to find the strengths of the people on your team and use that. But I've created a training that's going to teach you all of this stuff, and I put a link in the description below. So go ahead and watch that training. It's going to teach you the 5 power moves to profit. And it's a training that was a 6 or 7 hour training that we did, but I've distilled that down into a really short training, that's completely easily absorbable. Like, you can watch it easily. You can, it's going to give you tons of direction as far as where you're wanting to take your business. And this is for people who are struggling, of course, but it's also for people who just don't feel activated in their business. So I'm going to teach you these 5 power moves to profit that's going to help activate you again in your business to get excited again. I mean, we're closing in on the year here, and we're starting a new year. I hope you're getting excited about the new year. I always get excited about the new year. And then, anyhow, get your notebook ready, get a pen and paper ready, watch that training. If you haven't grabbed my book, HVAC Millionaire, yet, what are you waiting for? Like, if you want the silver, a mentor of mine says, if you want to hide something, put it in a book. There's the book. Go get the book, read it, implement what I share in that book, and it will change your business and quite possibly even change your life. But before you do that, go watch the training. It's free. The book costs money. You can just go watch the training for free, and that has the potential to change your life as well. So I'll talk to you guys real soon. Go make money. Boom.